and welcome to Rolling Insight. We were just having a whole conversation before this, and you know what? I decided to stop that conversation because I wanted you guys to hear what was going to happen. I'm your host, Dylan. This is my co-host, Gray. And lastly, our second most person that comes on this show, our second most...
Third in command.
Yes, our third in command, Rachel. Welcome to the show, Rachel. So, we were talking about what's going to happen in the next episode. Now, I'm not going to be like, hey, this is what's going to happen in the next episode, because we haven't played it yet.
Shouldn't we roll insight first?
Yes, we should roll insight. Everyone grab your dice and...
I should...
Oh my god, that's how I imagine Mumford rolls a dice pit now. Oh shit!
Dropping it stupidly?
I've got a 15, so 19 on insight.
Out of 10.
And then...
11.
11
Hey.
on deception.
Oh.
So...
Well, Rachel, you're our local lie detector anyway.
Last week, we had a whole mess of a session. Not like a bad, hot mess. It was actually a really good session in which we got a lot of exposition done. And we found out a plot point that I wasn't actually planning on giving you guys until later. Which was...
About Lysander?
Yeah, which was Lysander's problem with his city.
Oh, wild.
We are problem solvers.
I'm like...
We're in the area.
I'm like... Do you guys got anywhere else you want to go? And you're like, I want to visit Lysander. I'm like, alright, it's a little early for this, but sure.
Can we visit Lysander, please?
And Gray is fired. That's the end of Mumford, guys.
Alright, bye everybody. I'm gonna take a nap.
Anyways, yeah,
Simp City.
Visiting Lysander was not expected.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't think you guys were gonna go visit Lysander. I understand that this is one of maybe 3 countries that worship the gods so much to the point that they have Aasimar cities that are basically religious meccas. But you did. Anyways.
We missed him.
You guys went to see Lysander, and you found out he couldn't go in his own basement.
Well, that's one way to put it.
Am I lying?
Please never put it in any other way.
Well, I have
That
to
awkward moment when you can't go in your own basement.
I have to make it dramatic for the show.
Having a god fight with us probably would
Yeah.
not be good podcasting.
No, it wouldn't. It would actually, hurt you. And you already have gods fighting with you, or do you? Because of Lysander's smite and Goose's cure wounds.
That's true.
We have
Thanks,
friends in
Goose.
high places.
Really high places.
Like stoner high places.
Oh, I was going not there, but I guess we went there, folks.
Yeah.
That's the show.
Look, we haven't gotten hit with an age restriction in a very long time, so.
So you're wanting to?
I just want to point out, last episode was fairly dark.
Yeah.
I still don't think we can get darker than the whole Samradin thing. Well, I don't take that as a challenge. But, like...
Fucked up.
in the raw sense of that, in like just a lot of like not appealing stuff, that was a pretty high bar.
It was
We
a fairly high bar.
again don't take it as a challenge.
Screw you, I'm taking it as a challenge now.
No, it's not a challenge. It's just saying like,
This is why you get bitten.
okay, see, here's where I talk about the different kinds of emotion that you can use to hurt your, well, I almost said readers, but this is more of a player viewer type deal. Because you can just barrage them with a lot of ouch, and that is valid. But you can do like the slow, like building dread of like, man, something is going to go wrong, which you do. Even if something isn't going to go wrong, that's just something we do.
Yeah.
It's called anxiety.
And we've got that in spades.
I'm pretty sure most of us here are like diagnosed with anxiety.
I'm actually pretty sure that like I don't even think it's almost all of us. It's literally all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aren't we a squad?
So what I wanted to actually talk about, we've hit a point at least in this campaign, at least now, that one of the player characters could actually die.
Ominous.
I vote Faradell.
Okay.
Wow, that was way too easy.
Well, Jewel isn't around anymore.
So it's not a guarantee that someone will die in this show, because let's face it, then people will be like, "You're writing the show," and I'll be like, "No, this is purely based on the idiocy of me and my players."
Vulnerability to not think.
Like we don't think on a daily basis.
It's like a weekly thing. Like once a week, we're like, oh, hey, it's my turn on the brain cell.
And
And
you
since
know
there are
what?
5 of us, we each like take a day for the brain cell, and then on the weekends, we're just like, no.
And it
Violet usually has it.
yeah, Violet usually has it. But yeah, we've gotten to a point, especially in this campaign, where we have a party of characters that have gone into a setting that one of them could die, one of them could just fully fuck up.
Yeah.
And it's getting to a point that it's kind of scary watching you guys, because I wanted you guys to come back to Kalale to help Lysander and all that, but it's good that you guys got here, because it's going to show what happens if the party loses a member, what happens when the party loses. Because I don't think we've actually gotten a point where, yeah, Milosh was a loss, but that was a planned loss. Like, if you guys lose and actually lose a party member, it could be an interesting roleplay moment, and it could be an interesting way for this show, because this show is based on your guys' reactions and what you want to ask me.
Yeah.
So it's very scary. The DC for getting out of that illusion is, I think, no, right now for Mumford, for getting out of that illusion for Mumford, It's a DC 15.
Oh boy.
And it might go higher because every time you fail that check or that saving throw, it goes higher and it keeps going higher.
Makes sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
this will be fun. Okay, but the fact that you're so concerned, like, we were all like, oh yeah, it's just another fight with Nardnu. Narwhal. Window, if you will.
Snowy.
Snow
Our dear friend
globe.
from down under.
Snowball.
Snowy.
And then you're over here like, wow, I'm actually worried for you guys. Were we not supposed to follow this plot hook for another 5 levels?
Yeah, another 5 or you would have been fine at level 12 or 13, but you're at level 10 and you're fighting Windrin again. Now, it's a depowered Windrin. So you could be fine.
Could be?
Here's the thing.
It's okay, we have the belt.
I really want to do this because, yeah, you guys have come in at a time where you're going to be like, yeah, you could lose. And that's okay. Because it's going to add to the story. And I do love it when you guys add to the story. But again, I'm worried. I'm worried that if I kill Polaire or Mumford or Valkyrian, it's going to get some ramifications on me as a DM.
This one you can chalk it up to them goddamn players.
It's kind of an inconvenient time for, I'd say, pretty much all of us. Because Mumford's like, oh yeah, gotta figure out that dragon rabies. And Val's over here like, yeah, gotta figure out something with these wings and this darn ancestor of mine. And then I don't know about Polaire really. He's just
vibing.
He hasn't had much of anything so far, which means that it's going to hurt later.
And I also feel like if I kill Faradell, I just feel bad because that would mean it would mean that Jake has to make another character
with an actual backstory.
Okay.
Damn, right?
I'm sorry, we've seen absolutely no backstory from him. It's like, oh yeah, he got taken in by Perico as trainee somehow. That's it. Go home. You want more?
Go home, smoke a joint, then you'll get it.
Perico's totally taken one of his joints, looked at it, and just smoked. That is canon, Rachel. I'm sorry.
I wasn't gonna argue.
But yeah, I am genuinely scared for you guys because you guys do care for your characters, and I know if I kill them, it's just gonna be like, oh, okay.
Dad 4.0.
Yeah, it could be Mumford, it could be Polaire, which would bring a lot to the story, and that would be terrible. That's terrible to say, I know.
I get what you're saying. I get where you're coming from. I might have to make a new backup character, though, because the one that I made forever ago is just like...
Yeah.
Like, do you have something for her, or should I just...
I don't have anything for her.
Okay, cool. Then I'll just make a new one.
Yeah.
Story has very much shifted from then.
Yeah.
what are you guys thinking?
In general?
Yeah.
Or
In general about, you know, how the story's progressing, how you guys are going.
Well, it's news to me that we weren't supposed to go the route we did, and that you're worried we'll die. So that changes a lot of things.
the fact that you mentioned it like 4 times in the span of, I don't know, 5 minutes is...
Well, here's the thing. I'm never going to be the one that tells you, no, you guys can't go there right now.
There is an invisible wall.
Exactly. I'm never going to be like, invisible wall, anti-magic field. Although, I would use an anti-magic field because that would be insanely fun and destructive.
You see an icon that resembles a lock
Exactly.
that says 12.
Yeah, you can't
There's
enter.
a nickel.
There's a Nickelback concert.
Yeah, you can't go. It'll give you psychic damage.
It's Nickelback, Justin Bieber.
Oh
and-
no.
Oh.
Any other bad Canadians you'd like to bring up?
Oh. Yeah, one more. Michael Bublé.
I don't even know anything about Michael Bublé except I can't take his name seriously.
Oh my god, okay. I will do a little bit after the episode. By the way, you guys want more shows? Subscribe. Get us to 1,000 so I can start a Patreon and have a post show in which I talk about stuff like this. Anyways.
We could get Jake's talk show.
Yeah, we get
You can
Jake's,
get Jake's talk show.
I honestly, I think that if I said no, you guys would be more interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was like, okay, if he said no, we would just try harder. Like,
Exactly.
anti-magic field. Can we just ignore the anti-magic field?
Rachel and I would probably be in DMs like, I wonder what he's got.
Exactly.
Right?
So I went with, all right, you know what? They want to see this. Let's let them see this.
I think, okay, but I'm trying to remember exactly what Mumford texted Lythander, but it was something along the lines of, hey, what's up, or something, or hey, we're in Kalale, what's up? And you were like, yeah, come to my city. Like...
Yeah, you know what? Mumford text Lythander. Lythander's going to ask for help.
Yeah, okay. Unless Lythander was like, I'm not here yet. Hoo hoo hoo. Look at me not being the plot hook yet.
Yeah, I could have done that. I wasn't
I'm
going
busy
to.
But you didn't.
I wasn't going to.
I'm busy not being a plot hook. BRB.
See, I'm just shifting the blame from entirely on us just out of habit.
Yeah. You could
It's
do that.
not entirely our fault.
No, it's my fault, but I also thought, hey, you know what? They want to go there. It's going to be an interesting story no matter what. Because, let's face it, if I didn't let you guys go, you guys would have been more interested, and you guys would be like, oh, I'm going to die quicker now.
Exactly.
So I decided, hey, you know what?
Die quicker.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to
Die
do this
with my
correctly.
blessing.
Die with my blessing. I think if one of you does die, I think it's gonna be Faradell. Sadly, it's either gonna be Faradell or Valkaren.
God, I hope it's not Valkaren. Karen, because I think it'd be cruel.
It would be cruel. It would be cruel to put that there.
She's the only brain cell on her entire team, and she would just.
So stupid, Dylan.
Do you guys have any questions?
I'm not sure about questions yet. I'm still looking, but when you asked, do you guys have any thoughts? I immediately looked at my notebook and saw like 6 passive-aggressive smiley faces.
Yeah, that's valid.
Well, great. Do you have any questions?
I was hoping Rachel had one so I could think.
I can keep looking because I have questions, but like, oh yeah, the whole this isn't so much a question as like maybe a prompt if you want to go into that, but when the shadow guy, Clovier as we like to call him, alternatively Stinky, he was like, oh yeah, I didn't want anyone knowing my true name, and you were like, hey Rachel, are you gonna say anything? And I said no.
Yeah.
I rewatched that and I was like, I was really thinking hard because I wasn't thinking at all, which is completely a contradiction, and that's because it is, because yeah, mildly upset with myself on that one.
I feel like with Clovier, as you've lovingly called him, Polaire.
Lovingly.
The way I think about it is, Polaire is one of the most affected people that has been affected by him in the party. So, if, and this is a big if, Polaire goes down, it's gonna make it harder for the group. Cause
That's unsettling.
I'm gonna give you this information for free, and I'm giving this to everyone. Polaire is not the only one, but is potentially one of the people that could figure out his true name.
Oh.
So, yeah. I think that if Polaire dies, you're going to lose a lot of information.
Unless we have one of those dramatic arcs where they desperately run around trying to bring him back, which, you know, always ends well.
Well, we're currently in one of those arcs.
Well, yeah, but like...
No, I get it.
Yeah. That'd be a very upsetting arc.
What's going on?
So...
It's fine.
Next session, which is tomorrow for us, it's like... Actually, I believe it's yesterday for the people watching it.
That's always fun.
The next arc, surprisingly, is... I mean, the next session is going to be interesting. It's going to give you kind of a chance... Gray, you did the whole going back to level 1. I'm not going to do that. I'm trying to do something different. In the sense that I mean, it's going to sound horrible, but potentially you have the chance to get trapped in there forever. But I do feel like if Blair goes down and dies, you are forgetting you have something.
Cure wounds?
No.
Boots? Lysander?
Should I tell you this?
Should you? I'm
Can
stupid.
you give us a vague hint?
Pretend for a second we don't think.
It happened at the end of the Feywild arc.
We saw the hands slip around the door. Like in fucking Purgatory.
I don't know if you're referring to this, but we do have an aboleth energy.
I wasn't, but that would be an interesting use.
Okay, see, I almost swigged it the other day as just like hey, I'm bored, let's just chug it. And then I was like, okay, you said something about, pros and cons.
There are pros and cons to it. It could potentially, if you roll the because if you die, I'm going to for any revival, you're going to have to roll a DC 15 check, like luck check to come back to life. I would give you advantage if you drank the aboleth energy.
Just like casually as I'm bleeding out, just sip.
Or someone puts it in your mouth.
I smell the health coming from this. It's a Pepto-Bismol this entire time. That's not how people say Pepto-Bismol.
You know what?
Pepto-Bismol.
Pepto-Bismol.
You know what? I'll give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Mumford
Pepto-Bismol?
got a card.
Oh, the moon!
Oh shit, that one.
Yeah.
That's what it do?
The moon, I believe you have. Actually, I think I rolled it. When
I think Gray rolled it.
Did you?
I got the...
No, I mean, I think I rolled, how many uses you've got out of that. Let me just check.
Oh.
I do know I have the white moon, and you said the other moon is when big stuff happens in Altonia.
Yeah, there's the white moon and then the yellow moon.
Yes.
I think I rolled you a 3, so you have at least 3 wishes.
Wishes? Hello?
You seem to... Okay. I was fully prepared to just accept the mystique, and then you were like, yeah, let's...
Just straight up wish.
Just straight up.
This is the ring. I think it was the ring of shooting stars or a different one that lets you do that too. That's exciting.
Here's the thing. I would have totally let you stay in that mystique. But I do want to see the trauma of Polaire going into the afterlife and then coming out of it.
Oh yeah, and then Vi would finally have her answers.
Exactly.
What if someone else who doesn't have the card goes down? Like, everyone knows about the card, but they don't know what it does.
Well, no, you can cast Wish on anyone.
Well, yeah.
So,
but no one knows.
No one knows that Mumford has it.
And no one knows what it does. Like, I don't even think...
Exactly.
Is it just going to be like a vibe?
You don't know. Mumford doesn't know. I'm not going to answer that.
Okay.
I smell the wish off it.
I mean, I was just gonna be like, the card picks up the vibes that you wish that didn't happen, and then boom, problem solved.
I smell your vibes. I got you.
It would be very much like the fate card. It would have to alter reality somehow to change it so the events didn't happen.
Oh. That's quite interesting.
You know what we could do?
What?
You're gonna try to
wish Windrin would have a heart attack.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're gonna try to wish Windrin away or something.
Okay, but like, we have to be careful not to wish that he doesn't exist or something, because that would mean that, like, oh, I don't know, Val would no longer exist, and then we'd have to have, like, It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
Like, that whole deal. That's why we wish he drops dead on the spot.
We cast Cure Wounds.
I am now
Problem solved.
I am now just imagining you wishing that Windrin's gone and Valkaren's just gets replaced by a different wizard.
Oh my gosh. Hey guys, what's up? I am your friendly neighborhood wizard.
It's me.
I have been here the whole time.
It's me, the wizard.
It's me, Lydia. What are you talking about? I've been in your party for a while now.
Stop looking at me like that, guys. Don't you remember all the cool nicknames we gave each other?
Exactly.
This is a conversation that normal people have immediately upon getting into a fight.
Hell yeah, brother.
I was on. Here's how horrible I am. I was kinda hoping Mumford would have gotten the void.
That would have been really funny, honestly.
Right?
In the worst way.
Why? What does it
Because it's like, because some old guy comes up to you and he's like, draw a card, and you're like, okay, huh, and then you just drop dead.
I want to see a cool trick. I call it die.
But you don't drop dead. Your soul gets taken from your body, and your body's incapacitated.
And so it's just Mumford floating around like, wait, this is, what? Ah! Did I lick drugs again?
Is the card drugs?
I took drugs!
How will I explain this one to the doctor? The Seinfeld theme plays.
This is awful.
I think you mean hilarious.
I do think... I don't think you guys are going to die.
Permanently. Ugh.
You say that, but it's still very stressful.
It is. You've put me in a stressful position because you guys are loving your characters and you guys are really happy with how your characters are progressing.
Yeah.
But, define happy.
But my thought will always be, oh shit. You know, life just kills you sometimes.
What doesn't kill you kills you anyway.
Yep.
Doesn't kill you really doesn't help.
What doesn't kill you sets up the next guy. Oh no.
What doesn't kill you loosens the lid.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You guys have... Are you guys at all scared that you might die or lose your character?
all
Oh,
the
absolutely.
goddamn time.
See, I do this thing where I block out anything I'm concerned about unless I can only be so concerned before my brain just shuts down completely. So I've stopped caring about a lot of things. And
Oh,
that's one of them because it takes up a lot of the concern space. It's like, okay, so normal concerns are like, I don't know, one box. That's like 8. And I
yeah.
don't want to deal with that.
In Monster of the Week terms, you would be dead of concerns.
Do you want to know the worst part?
What's that?
Oh, you know we do.
Okay. I don't know how to explain this. You guys now know the deck of many things exists in this world. We already knew that because we've been in this world before. At least me and Rachel have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But are you guys just a tiny bit scared that you aren't the people controlling the deck of many things?
I mean, the God of Fate having it, I guess our characters don't know that, but the God of Fate having it, it seems like the right person to have it.
That is true. It's true. He does seem like the right person to have it. But here's the bad part of it. He comes to only Mumford and asks him to draw a card when he comes to Mumford.
Mumford's brain is free real estate for every powerful being. I think that's been well established.
As if.
He's just so open-minded. Oh.
As if, like, he's trying to get Mumford to draw a certain card.
Oh. I didn't pick that one up at all.
Yeah.
Hey, Mumford, pick a card. Hey, Mumford, pick a card. Any card, and he, like, slides one out of it.
The reason that Mumford didn't draw that card was because he covered his eyes.
We didn't see it, but that happened.
No, I think you did say that Mumford covered his eyes.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
He looked up and covered his eyes even.
And that's why we didn't know that he was trying to ring the deck. Okay, but honestly, he could have put, like, any card in his hand. He could have been like, oh, yeah, you're definitely doing this of your own free will, but...
Well, that's not how the deck of many things works. The deck of many things, the person that draws the card, it happens to. So if he drew a card and it was bad, then he would be affected by it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing about the deck of many things. It has a lot of drawbacks, too, which is why I personally am not too concerned about it, because, yes, they could end up in control of a kingdom, but also they could end up dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always forget that there's that card that Perico got.
Yeah, the whole reason that Perico was relevant.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like,
The
he was just some dude.
The first Eric Cochran king.
Until...
There's not many because Eric Hawkers do not live long.
Yeah, and then he decided, hey, I'm gonna get with an elf, and the elf was like, oh no. And so they figured something out to have lifelong, and then they didn't. And then they did.
And then they didn't.
Well, I've explained what happened to Dinah.
Yeah, you did. I was just paraphrasing it in my brain dead language.
Dinah got punched by a god.
Yeah.
God Punch.
God Punch.
I think that's a name of an indie band.
I also think that's the name of an indie band.
Vibe check from the universe.
I've explained multiple times how Dinah has died and how Perico got his eternal life. I don't think I've told you guys what God gave him his eternal life, though.
No, you haven't. Are you going to? Yet?
You know what? I'll tell you. It's not like it's plot related by too much. It was the god of fate Clotho.
Oh, cool.
Clotho, huh?
Clothis. Yeah.
Clotho.
How
Clothis'
spell?
twin brother.
Rachel.
Nice.
What?
Again.
Yes. How do you spell
She's-
Clothis?
K-L-O.
Colthus?
Yeah, Clothys.
Okay, so it's like every
K.
version.
That's how I learned to spell it, Gray.
Oh. I see.
I mean, I spelled it Clothis, and then I spelled it Gray's way, and I guess now it's just Dylan's way.
It is his universe.
It is his universe.
I just remember. I think it was like a couple days ago. Rachel was saying that her mom noticed that it's getting extremely dark now. I'm like, it's always been dark.
Yeah.
We've had some light moments, but it's always been kind of dark.
That's how most of our campaigns are.
Yeah, I'm not gonna disagree with you, but like...
Like, the masquerade was a fairly light moment.
For like 2 seconds.
No. Come on. It wasn't just for 2 seconds. It was a good while for like a good light moment.
Yeah.
Like, we got Samuel and Pilar dancing, which was really actually very nice. We got Mumford dancing with Lysander, which was also very nice. Yeah, we got threatened by Windrin a little bit.
Vaguely. It does...
But you've got some fairly light moments in the show. Like, anytime we're shopping and you guys go to Madame Miraculum is always fun.
She's just wholesome. She gives
Yeah.
you warm fuzzies.
Love to see her. She's a nice spider lady, and we stan.
Yeah, I don't care if you stan her.
She's nice.
Just not Gary.
Just not Gary.
Gary's fucked up evil. He goes to sleep and hopes to dream about kicking puppies.
Yeah, Gary's
He
kicked
sleeps
a few
with his
puppies.
socks on.
Gary has repossessed puppies.
Oh.
Yeah, I told you, Gary's a tax man.
Oh.
Gary puts on socks and steps in a puddle on purpose.
No. Gary watches the Green Lantern movie and the Daredevil movie and enjoys it.
Anyway, now that we're done talking about crimes against humanity, I would like to address, I don't know if this is a question you can answer, but the fact that Barathal's brain cat seemed to lead Mumford to Lotus
Yeah.
is sus, questionable at the very least.
There is a story behind that. And it's
I'm sure.
It's a story I like.
Are you going to tell it today?
Huh. Do I? Do I want to?
I'm okay. If you are going to tell us eventually in a better way, I don't want to make you, but questions in the air.
Here's the thing. You guys haven't visited Lotus at least since you got back to Altonia.
She doesn't want us to.
I mean, you've texted her like 700 times.
Yeah.
Or called her.
Yeah.
I'll call her again.
So,
Yeah.
I'll call her again.
Yeah. and yeah, it's partly my fault, but it's a story that I think it would be best told in the show.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay, because if you put it that way, it's significantly less stressful because it's a story. And it's just like, wow, it's weird that they're connected in that way versus, like, I don't know, why did this person murder this person and blah, blah, blah. It's just him at least knowing that she's alive. And
Yeah, and it will add to the story. Another thing, we know who the big bad evil guy is. It's no surprise anymore. But
Stinky.
we're now starting to learn, especially with these little illusions that you guys are all trapped in, except for Polaire and Valkyrin now.
Tiefling.
That we all know that this villain has been pulling the strings for a while now.
Yeah.
So
Like, hee ho, toil worms.
so we could get to a point where you guys find out hypothetically Ravencor wasn't acting on his own volition, but on the not volition, on the voices of this god that has
wouldn't
seemingly
surprise me.
that has seemingly turned. Now, you guys don't know the name of the god, which has been purposeful. Mumford has actually
Clothier.
Mumford has actually physically forgotten letters of the god's name.
Yeah. I do believe he just has R.
Yes, he just has R, and I think for Vi, it's C and L.
She has all the letters. She made that check.
Oh, yes, she did. Well, she has C. No, she just has C and L because you had V and R. The only person that I think had most of the letters now has forgotten them because he has forgotten the entire language.
Yeah.
It was for Faradell.
Oh.
Yes. A little bit of role playing happened in the last episode of Rolling Insight. I haven't edited it, so I have to edit and then put it up.
Oh.
I just forgot to edit.
Anyway. Oh no. Anyway.
I did have quite a few thoughts on backup characters, which feels a little dark to bring up in this context. And one of them is a tiefling. So who knows how that would go?
Oh my god, too many tieflings.
More tieflings. All tiefling
You
party. Let's
cannot
go!
have too many tieflings.
Tieflings are good.
So, do you guys got any questions yet?
I mean, I had like 3. I feel like that's...
Well, okay, how about Gray?
Gray? Me? Most of my questions are usually just about random shit in the world, huh?
And that's fine. I do want you guys to learn about this world.
I guess one came to mind after I mentioned that. I guess, other than, like, the tech and no tech kind of thing, what are, like, different, cultures? Like, some people interpret religions differently, and apparently gods are real and canon. I'm, just wondering how different people worship different gods, and
Well,
I think it's neat.
We've got different traditions of international holidays like the dreaded Twilight.
Yeah.
And Yule and all of that. We actually did not get to celebrate Yule last year. And
I was noticing that.
And I was like, damn it, I should have put it in. What is the different cultures, like Goliath War, since it's a lot dwarven and giant gods that kind of preside over, not preside, but are worshipped in Goliath War. They do have some churches and temples, but they do mostly pray and worship their gods at home because most of their gods are forged based or home based or food based and all that. Because let's face it, Goliaths are hungry people.
And super chill.
Except for that one guy.
Yeah, except for that one guy who, got eaten by a worm.
Pet Coral. Pet Coral is not a chill man.
He who must not be named.
Most of
He who is no longer named.
most of Kier worships their gods. It's a very secular society. While gods are still real, Kier is learning to not really need them anymore, which sounds horrible.
Not at all.
I mean, not like it sounds horrible, but like it sounds like the gods would be dying from that, since most gods in any fiction or belief kind of thrive off that worshipping, as established in canon of our show and of the world. Some of the gods have put themselves into exile, like Lysander.
Yeah.
After a certain war that broke out a couple thousand years ago.
Wonder whose fault that could be.
I'll pointedly look at Ravencor, who is in fact dead.
It actually wasn't Ravencor, because Ravencor wasn't around.
He was like 500.
Not
or
even.
something.
He wasn't even around back then, because this happened during Dinah.
Yeah,
And all.
that's
And Perico and all of those guys. It was actually what my second campaign was kind of after a little bit after, because I had the Wild West campaign and all of that. I would go back and think about what I would have wanted to do with that, and yeah, gods fighting to either take over the world or keep it as is was kind of the point of that campaign.
The gods are fighting.
But
Can I get a waffle?
But like Lysander has put himself into exile. There are actually a few gods that have put themselves into exile. And then there's gods like Moradin, who decided, yeah, the job's tough, but someone's got to do it. They don't thrive on worship. They like the worship, and the worship does grant them otherworldly powers. The only difference between that and when they're not worshipped is someone still worships them. No matter what, there's going to be someone that worships God.
Yeah. Except if it's a Lady of Pain, because then you get insta-banned.
Exactly. Or,
Is Lady of Pain canon in Altonia, actually?
I don't think so.
Damn. She's a neat character.
But, like, gods like... I can't say his name because you guys don't know it. That...
Clovier.
You know what? Yeah, we'll call him Clovier while you guys don't know the name. The gods that like him, who are just generally evil gods that aren't devils, because, not all evil gods are devils.
Not all devils are evil.
But have found an almost symbiotic relationship with the devil they've been attached to.
Like alligators and birds.
It could prove destructive. And we don't know who worships Clovier. There could be a whole cult in Kier that kind of just worships Clovier. Like, I want to point something out. Not Kier. Kinsland isn't exactly the most populated country.
Oh.
It's got mega buildings and all of that. Like, yeah, you've got high skyscrapers and all that, but
Fucked up.
Altonia is a world of like 9 to 10 billion people.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's not Kier definitely isn't the most populated continent.
There's 3 billion people.
There's 3 billion people in Kier.
I thought that was the population of the whole world, because we had that whole debate about how many lesbians there are in the world.
Right, and I think I've upped it just because I want the world to feel lived in and populated.
You know, you could just make the whole world, like, smaller but more densely populated.
I could.
Crunch it.
But I don't want to. Because I do like it being the big world that it is.
As though our world isn't big enough.
Do have another question, speaking of the world and population, kind of, not really, but the world.
Yes, what is it?
Okay. A while ago, we were talking about Mastir, because I was like, hey, is there also a zombie problem in Mastir? Were they affected by something similar to the Cataclysm?
Mastir?
Or yeah.
Actually, I have an answer for that in my notes.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Hold on, I gotta write notes for that.
I have my notebook out already.
Hell yeah!
Oh shoot, I should have this in my actual, like, physical notes, because I have a section for world building. Come back.
So, the meteor of Genastris was actually, the rest of the world calls it the cataclysm, the meteor of Genastris. It's only the people that lived in Genastris call it the cataclysm. Most of Kinsland calls it the cataclysm. There is an actual cataclysm that happened in Mastir. What seemed to have happened was, back in that second campaign, like way, way back, a god decided that he was going to live in Mastir. Actually, where the current Dwarven Forge... No, sorry. Not Dwarven Forge of Fire, that's Spitfire. Sorry. Where the current castle is of Mastir. And what happened was, a hero seemingly... Sorry, reading it. A hero seemingly destroyed the god. Oh.
Did all of his god residue make zombies just start popping up out of the ground forever?
Kind of like that. A hero seemingly destroyed the god, and what happened was, where his throne was a giant crater. Because I love craters. But when anyone went to it, there was a kind of fog around it, and whenever someone touched it, they were instantly killed and then brought to undead.
Interesting.
And you know what? It was a black fog.
Clovier fog. Oh shit, Clovier's just got some vengeance, huh?
Yeah, so there is something in someone's bloodline that is attracting him to you guys. Sorry, not him. Them to you guys.
Frightening.
That's an oddly specific thing to say.
Hey, player, how does it feel to have Clovier in your bloodline?
It's not Clovier. It's not Clovier's blood. Clovier has children, as most gods do. That did
Keep
tend.
it in your pants. Goodness gracious.
That tend to roam the world of Altonia and have died off and given birth and all of that, but you guys do. One of you has the blood of that hero.
Oh.
Hey, player, how does it feel to have hero blood in your buddy?
See, I was going to dance around it, but like I don't think that there's really any questioning at this point. Like, okay, it could be Mumford. That would make sense. Val's had her arc, and Mumford's vibing, and Faradell is a mystery. But like, with this much of like, oh yeah, Polaire's been the most affected. Oh yeah, this and that and the other thing. It's hard not to jump to that conclusion.
I do raise to you. And I know I'm the one who jumped to that conclusion verbally first. That he could be like...
I appreciate you saying it first so I didn't sound crazy when I like...
I do want to point out, gods like Clovier or Clothis don't just live in the present time.
My guys are constantly living.
No. What I mean is they live in all time. They live in the past, the present, and the future. They see all time as kind
that
of...
has to be a headache.
As kind
eternal vibe.
As kind of like one line. And when they look into and go into the time, they're not just there.
They're everywhere.
He's there, he's everywhere.
So, yeah, Polaire could have the hero's blood, or it could be Mumford, or it could be Valkaren, or Milos, or Faradell. It could literally be anyone.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because it could be Player, but also it could be Clovier being like, haha, hero, I'm toying with you. Hero, how do you feel about this?
How do you feel about watching your son get emotionally and psychologically destroyed?
How do you like seeing your friends always suffering?
Exactly.
Or not. Or maybe Clovier's a god that doesn't like Valkaren having friends.
Or Clovier's the guy that wants Milos to fuck up and abandon his family over and over again.
Or maybe I don't even have anything for Faradell.
Maybe Faradell got Faradell, like Clovier got Faradell into drugs so he wouldn't figure it all out.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe one of us has to die because it's actually a different character.
It's actually your next character?
That we haven't even created them yet. It's like...
It's actually the Kenku that you keep on the back burner.
From Kenku Island.
From Kenku Island.
From
Whose first
Kenku
word is
Island.
fuck.
Fuck.
If you're a Kenku, and you're a person who cusses, if you roll a luck check, could you use one of the power word spells just by simply saying fuck? Like a high DC luck check.
It would have to be a nat 20.
Hell yeah! Let's go!
And the most I would give you is power word stun.
What about power word heal? Hunk?
I'll give you power word heal. I just won't give you power word kill.
Yeah. You have to say that fuck from, like, the belly. You have to really mean it. You have to go up to someone and go, fuck off with all your power. And then maybe they'll fuck off out of existence.
At that point, I would give you advantage, and only if you rolled 2 nat 20s.
You have to get a 40 overall.
To use power word kill.
Yeah. Also, how widespread is the zombie problem in Mestir? Because it's pretty. I almost want to say it's widespread in Kinsland, but it doesn't seem like super like out of range of the cataclysm itself.
Oh no, it's just kind of around Genastris that the zombie problem is, and they've gotten to a point where, yeah, you could probably just put them in the sewer and you'd be fine.
It'll be
then
fine.
You have no need to worry about the clogging. Just like stick a fireball in there, it'll be fine.
We'll send the Royal Guard in again.
Exactly.
Because the police cannot be bothered. Fuck doing our jobs.
I need to buy a new lamp!
Busy. I have more important work than protecting the city. Oh man, that's too real.
Milos kept saying he'd buy me a new lamp and he didn't.
But how widespread is the problem in Mestir?
In Mestir, it's in the whole country. It's in the entire country.
Oh, good. I'm asking for one-shot purposes.
They do have wards and stuff to kind of keep them out of the homes, and, you know, every once in a while there's a culling of zombies.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Are the wards more in, like, the bigger cities? Like, oh, we have a lot of foot traffic, and there'd be high casualty if we didn't put up some high-powered wards.
Yeah, like Joran or Karnar, or, like, any of the big cities with huge skylines.
Interesting.
Actually, the crater has become a lake. That's kind of
a foggy lake.
That's kind of how the problem happened. Yeah.
Because now it's getting
gonna
into
go
the soil.
swimming.
Soil and drinking water.
Oh.
Kids playing chicken.
Hey, bet you can't go into the Forbidden Lake.
Fuck you! Fuck you, Joey! I can't.
Forbidden soup.
Finally, some good fucking soup.
I bet if Goose went there and decided, alright,
it's soup time.
It's soup time, and he just gets a giant spoon and starts stirring, it would probably turn back alright.
Yeah. If he also has to chop some, like, good russet potatoes, you know?
Yeah, the good russet potatoes, get some good clams, make an amazing clam chowder.
Oh, damn, that sounds so good. Like,
a goose clam chowder would just be amazing.
Yeah.
Even with the undead soup.
Even with the undead soup.
That's part of your proteins.
Exactly.
It's the spice.
By the way, last episode, I am so glad that Vi agreed to be the camera person, the camera woman.
Yeah.
Shout out to Vi.
Genuinely made the episode look a lot better than it did. Like,
look at that.
If you look at one of our old, like the 2.5 hour long Saviors of the Feywild episode, it just looks kind of like dog shit.
It's all trial and error.
Yeah. Alright, so,
Oh wait, Warforged. Are they affected by dead soup?
they're,
The bad soup
they're
of
not.
this
They
year?
just rust.
Damn. Yo, I got rusted at that fucking lake again. Stop going to it. No. All lakes are bad news. I don't care.
It is a pretty lake.
They're the lactose intolerant people of Mestir. Sorry, Dylan, say your thing.
Alright, I think it's time for us to finish up, wrap up the episode. Do you guys have any final thoughts about at least the last episode or what's coming up?
Uh, It's quite nerve-wracking, to say the least.
Stressed smiley face.
It isn't quite nerve-wracking.
If we can get the rights to Mitski's "My Body's Made of Crushed Little Stars" as someone's death song, let's fucking go.
By the way,
First, we'd have to...
but I want to say this to everyone watching and everyone, paying attention to the show. Death is, if a character dies, I am going to ask the player to leave the show. Well, not leave the show like they're gone forever, but leave
the call.
The call for a couple episodes.
Ugh. Oh boy.
Just to make it hit harder.
So then you have like 2 people at any given time.
I'll have 3. Jake will be there.
Usually.
Yeah. Though it would be interesting, like, if there were only 2 people and there's just that long, drawn-out silence of someone is gone and we only are connected through action and violence, and now that violence is turned on us in the worst way possible. So we're just left with this, like, dead air.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
That was the most poetic thing.
That was real poetic.
Gray, who gave you the right?
And also keep in mind something. If one of you dies and you are asked to leave the call for a couple episodes, if it's Polaire, I'm kind of imagining Mumford just trying to talk to Polaire and then remembering.
Oh no! No! Stop right there.
Also, the thing about Mumford, his trauma response to any given thing, like I've said before in an episode that didn't get published, is that his response is he has to instantly start trying to do better and be a better protector to the team. And just to everyone in general, so... Which is why he's so overbearing to Polaire right now. Because A, Milos is gone, and B, he lost Lotus, and that's the only time he's cried in canon. So his brain is like, I have to do better, I have to be more protective. And Valkyrin is very much of an independent person who'd be like, don't fucking do that. Absolutely do not. Veridel would be like, hey, bruh, what's up, man?
What's up? You still sad?
Oh.
Though I wonder how Polaire would handle it.
I would be interested in how Polaire
would handle another character's death or his own death.
Another character's death, like his dad's death.
Valkyrin's.
Or Valkyrin's death, yeah. Because Polaire has kind of taken a liking to Valkyrin.
That's his aunt.
That's his aunt.
That's his aunt.
That's the aunt he can talk to right now.
The other aunt is trying to figure out what to do when Polaire gets there.
You know that song that's like Seinfeld playing over Numb by Linkin Park?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. I'm nodding my head like I understand.
I
Anyway,
think that's Polaire anyway.
anyways, this has been going on for an hour 15 minutes. Thank you, Rachel, for joining us. And you know what? We'll see you next time. Maybe with a dead character.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully
That'll be
not.
an interesting rolling insight.
That will be an interesting rolling insight.
Wait, won't this be posted after that?
Yeah, this will.
This will be interesting in retrospect.
Right? This is gonna be interesting.
These guys aren't even caught up with Nat good enough. Why do you post them?
Ha! It's our show.
What?
It's our show.
Our show? We?
Yeah,
We write it?
we don't write it.
It's all
Stop it!
improv?
It's all improv, man.
It's all improv?
Yes.
So that means we can't do the musical episode?
No.
Where musical episode when?
Never.
I actually
can't
thought
stop
about suggesting that, except then I realized that that's kind of difficult, A, over Discord, and B, to improvise.
And also, yeah, that would require us to write music.
But it would be really funny.
Mumford just goes into an operatic ballad.
God, I wish. Can you imagine having a powerful opera singer voice?
Alright.
I can't even hit high notes without dying.
We will see you next time on Rolling Insight. I was Dylan, that was Gray, and that was Rachel. Goodbye.
We are no longer
our peoples.
No object permanence.
None at all. Bye.